Alright, let's fucking do this. Um, right, this will be the first episode of the noise thread review. Um, we are going to do a outline for today is to do a thread review, and yeah, that's it. Thread review. Let's look at it. So here's first image in the thread, the OP image. Well, it's pretty good. It's a very nice layout. It's a nice font. And the icons are cool. I like the notifications. And he only has one clock. That's pretty good. Moving on. It's easy to understand why this is the OPP. Right. For secondary, this is my home screen, so you know it's gotta be good. Supremely good. The only thing I don't really like is that things don't really line up, but there's not really any way to fix it. So I'm living with it. Deal with it. I'm just gonna skip the ones that don't rate others. Make it easier for myself. That will cut it down to like what all these 91 images. Some of them aren't home screens, but there's like 21 or something, 23 that aren't that do rate and are worth rating. So let's see. The second one, skip it. Well, just we can talk about Spotify white. Why the fuck would you want a white Spotify? It looks ass. Don't do it. This is a drift screen. It's hella comfy. The wall is comfy. I really like the font, especially because of the old style numerals, which is you can see as they drop down and go above the X line, X height, X line. It's really nice. I think the wallpaper is a good addition with instead of just keeping it like a solid color. It's nice. Yep. Moving on. This one is also mine. It looks pretty good. I think I did a pretty good job at least at recreating Windows 7 layout. I don't not going to talk much about that. Alright, so this is his first post. We will see a lot more about him, so I'll just skip him for now. Here is Miku-chan. Since the last thread, this guy has changed the wallpaper, rendering the changes he did last thread useless, because now the font doesn't match the pape again. So here, what I would suggest is use this color as the border. That might look pretty cool. With some low opacity. Increase the padding here. It's real cramped. And use a font that looks maybe like this, though that might make it a bit too monotone. But it still could be cool. Also the gray, I would probably use this gray. I don't know what gray it is, but you should use that one or this one. I think it's a bit darker as of is. Skip. Number 2. You can see as a bit some changes. He made it green this time, and on the next one he added a white mask. So you can see it's getting a lot better as we go by. I'll rate this dude later because he reposted without this gradient, which he for some reason didn't want. Skipping. Uh, should I rate? Should I not? This is first attempt, he says. Well, the spacing and padding here is what's holding it back. Otherwise, it's just a simple rise. This, like, this guy doesn't even have a clock. This is marginally better than just a stock kiss, but it's stock. This is worse than last time. Well, it's better than last time, but it still has the white Spotify, which is garbage. Let's see. This is vocal. No, this is Ash. You can see Ash right here is supremely smart. He has all caps, but this is smaller for some reason, and this is like a lot tinier. Yeah, there's not much to say. Like, just give it a try. Try to make something, and maybe it'll turn out good. No rates out of 10. This is funny because the background here doesn't fit the black here, so he didn't even manage to make that fit. This is kind of cute. Let's see. I think he said it was made in UCCW. So what I would like to see from this is that he makes the menus work, right? But the icons are cute. It's fairly well made. It looks pretty convincing. So I rate it top notch. One thing is that this font looks too smooth in accordance to like everything else, because everything else is pixely and like old-timey. This font looks good, but this is too smooth. So that would probably be one thing I'd change with it, at least. But overall, it's pretty well made. Let's move on. No rates. This is mine again. Here you can see one of the flaws with my design, or like price, whatever, with my how I made these corners. Because you see on the taskbar there's a dark edge, but on the start menu there is no dark edge. But on the original here, it works because, well, it works better, at least because the edge is darker than the highlight. So it still looks kinda alright, but with this light screen it doesn't really work at all. No rates. This one is kind of cool, I think. It's fairly boring, but he tried, right? One thing that I don't like about this is let's just start at the top. I like this font. It's kind of funky. I don't like this font. It doesn't really fit. I like this. The previous stop next music player. I think it's cute with the curly brackets. And for this box, it's alright. It doesn't look awesome, but it doesn't like look totally shit. So one thing I would change is I would move this, the Drive Photos YouTube, probably over one, because Photos phone throws me a bit off just when looking at it real quick. Another thing is that that line, this line, and these lines are all different widths, which I'm not sure you really want. I think they should be, at least that and these should be the same. And if you're going to keep this thin, might as well make it the same thickness as well, or even thicker, so it's more prominent. Let's see, this is a repost. Let's see, there. All right, no rates, no rates, no rate. Wait, yeah, all right, no rates. This is Balloon Guy, number 1. He has 2 or 3 other posts. So I'll rate it later. I'm fairly sure this is the background is taken from PewDiePie's channel banner or whatever. I think at least he used to have something like it. I've seen it there before at least. But the color is changed, and I think this like faded dark brown red. I don't really like it. The whole rice looks like faded, old, which is probably like what he was going for, but I don't think it looks really boring. It makes it look really boring. Let's see. Yeah. Also, this gray text makes it really hard to read, and the red when there's thin lines. I think it works well here when there's letters, but with these thick symbols, thin symbols, I don't think it really works. I like the layout is like it's nothing special, but it works. But I would probably change up the colors and probably the pape if it was my rice at least. So here we have Kios. It's really cute. Just guys, just imagine if he riced on an Android instead. Just imagine what he could do. Anyways, it's really cute. I'm not really sure what this line does here. Like this line, I think it would be nice to have it the same as this line. Not necessarily like wavy, but same thickness and this color, because I think this is pure black and I don't really know why it's there other than like separating these, but I think it does it doesn't really need it. Stop using this font, guys. It's really bad. Stop it. Let's see, here we go. Balloon Guy number 2. And this is the best version of it that he made. I think he said used, well, maybe either it was UCCW or it was Zuper, but doesn't really matter. It's a really interesting concept. I really like it. It's like just highlighting text in a book. I think it's cool. I don't really mind the cropping of the paragraph, because I don't think it really matters in this case, because that's not what your eye is going to look at, and it's not like, and it kind of like emulates how you read a book. Like you don't see everything clearly, and like zoom in, but then again you could say that it doesn't really work with this because like you have all this shit in between. But yeah, I like the highlights. It's pretty cool, really simple. I don't really know what else you can do with it, but at least you can hide this bar. You don't really need it. Just hide it, man. You know where it is. Yup. Yup. See, got a good no rate streak going. So here we have the Balloon Guy again, but now he ruined it. Looks like ass, but I think he reverts it. I can't remember. This guy tried to copy me instead of copying Windows 7. So I copied Windows 7 and he's making a copy of me. Which doesn't really work because there's a lot of small things that doesn't look nice. All right, let's start with the start menu. Like, alright, I'm going to call it the start menu. This thing, it should be aligned there. Come on, dude. Why? Why isn't it? I would make this white part whiter because I think it looks nicer, and I would keep these font sizes the same. When we're on the topic of alignment, the profile picture doesn't mesh with this. Doesn't work, dude. And these being right aligned, that's not the way to go. Left align it, keep the right edge ragged. It will look a lot nicer. For the taskbar, there should be more padding here. Preferably the same as this, I think, and it will look better because this is cramped. I think the date and time should be vertically, like centered halfway on this, and I would take the battery percentage and put it down there. Just keep everything down there. That's what the taskbar is for, right? Why did you put it up here? I don't get it. But yeah. And I don't really think the blurry on the background makes it like super easy to read these. But me, whatever. Papes. Right, here we have this guy. I wrote him a dissertation in the next thread, so I'm just gonna sum it up here. Me and Mango had a pretty good argumentation or discussion about it. I'm saying this isn't really that. It's pretty good. Like it's not bad. Because he copied Good Rice, and he copied it pretty well, and he added some stuff. So here's the gripes I have with it. So we can just take the small stuff first. This icon looks really bad. It just looks ugly, dude. Like, what kind of cloud is that? It looks really bad. I don't like it. This line is a bit tall, I think. I think it could be smaller, or maybe even like 1 unit wider, and it would like work a bit better. Also, you can see the drop shadow he has here kind of matches up. Well, it matches up with the drop shadow here, but then he has this black line right here, and I think it's supposed to be another drop shadow, so like the bar is on top of the image, but it's just a black line. If the drop shadow would be there, then what is this drop shadow? Doesn't really make sense. I suggested he'd make it like either you have a 3-stack thing, so you have the background with this, then you have the image, then you have the bar stacked on top with drop shadows and a bigger drop shadow. So small drop shadow, big drop shadow to make that effect, or just make the bar and the image same height from the background. Also, cut these colors, dude. Remove them. I like this color because it's really prevalent in the pape and it's fun. I will make this smaller. The icons are fine. This line would be another color. I don't think you need this underline since it's already smaller, like, and a different color. I don't think you need that much. Like, you don't have to separate these two elements so goddamn much. For this, I would probably use the blue color, and I use the blue color on that. And all of this should be the same color, I think, and these should be the same color as that. And I think that will clean it up a lot more. I think it will be, because the colors look really messy, at least for me right now. So I think just cleaning it up a bit, reducing the number of colors. I would suggest three: one pink, one blue, and background colors. And instead of using this color here, the same as this, I think, no, that's the same as this. Yeah, it's a mess, guys. It's a mess. But it's pretty good, because he copied a good price to begin with. And he copied it pretty well. No rates. Let's see. We are on 54. Still has more to go, but now you can see he really changed it up. He removed the mask. And he can't comprehend why people don't like the mask. Yeah. You'll see him evolve. This is boring. This guy didn't rate because he's too good to rate people. But I'll say the same things as I've said to him before. Having like this concept of like color blobs so they don't interfere with the pape, and just like having secret, like it's fine that you're the only guy using the phone, so you know what each blob means, but it's really boring. It's really boring, right? And I think it would be like, if you're just going gray, why not make it start the grayscale with this, make it darker, like this is the same as this, no, or vice versa, this is the same as this, and then go from there, because this is also closest to this, or flip it around so this is the lightest and then it goes darker from there. I think that would probably wouldn't be noticeable, but it shows that you like thought about it a bit more than just, I'm gonna make 4 blobs of colors. This guy rated a lot, even though he put more effort into his rates than he did into the screen, which isn't really, but you don't really see that anytime, like any, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it's stock, right? Changing the launcher, changing the icons doesn't mean it's not stock. Okay. Moving on. This is another OS Rise. It's IQ as far as I know. I've never used it, but it looks real good. I think this is well made. It's really good. I especially really like that music player. I think it's I I I would use this. It's really cool. I don't really know what to criticize or critique, because I don't really know how Haiku looks. But I think I can see like a sliver of blue here between the edge, the black edge, and these things. I think there's like pixel of blue. Maybe it's just like bleed through or whatever. I don't know. And also the Danganronpa spinning cylinder, like gun ammo thingy. I think it's boring. I would like to see something cooler. Like it's unless that's like the Haiku official background for some reason. I don't think, I wouldn't expect it to be. I would put something else there. Like, you have a desktop, you can play around and do whatever. Whoopsie dicey. Let's see. No rates, no rates, no rates, no rates. Alright, yeah, boy from the last thread. Well, he might be from last thread, but he definitely didn't take anything that was said to him and did anything about it. So, first of all, this is like 2 separate things slapped together. You have the icons, simple, and you have his rise, which is really weird. Like, retro-y, kind of chromey. I don't know. It looks really weird. I don't get. Let's look at his icons first. I don't get why these. Why don't you have like 3 rows on each page? Here. Why don't you just keep it? Making it 2 suddenly looks like weird. Otherwise it's icons. Not much to say. So we'll look at the elements he added. First you have a clock. Then you have another clock. But this is probably just an icon. I don't get that. If you have it like that, why not have the clock work? Or just remove that altogether, or make it smaller so it doesn't seem like it should be. This isn't vertically centered, and I think he chose a poor font, but that's whatever. His battery indicator is really funny because he has four things to tell him that a battery, what the battery percentage is, at the same time, at the same place. They're not even spread out. You have the ring, right? That's a battery percentage. Everyone does that. But then he also has the number. Alright, maybe you want to know exactly what it is. Right? But then again, he has the smiley face. And this background goes down. Like this, you'll see it later, he reposted it. But this goes down as well. So all these 4 elements show him the battery percentage at the same time in the same space. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. Here we have more of the same thing. I don't get it, dude. What are these? What are those? What's the alignment on this? I don't get it. Why is the stripe there? Why is the stripes there? Why is this like that? Why is the font so ugly? Why is this lowercase and a different font? Why? Why? Alright, let's skip a lot of these things. Alright, here you can see. It's the ring isn't even like a part of the background. Like it's a different color. Here you can see like the smiley face, everything is the fucking battery. Or the paper isn't the problem, dude. It's not the paper. See here we have nearly finished. And he's come a long way. He's going further. Let's skip. Alright. Right, here's this guy again. You remove the gradient and I don't, it's like it's nothing special. It's a rice. Split the phone in 2, has a paper on top, has some shit on the bottom. The icons aren't lined up aren't lined up in a box, a square. I think they should be. I don't really get why they aren't. I don't like his font. I don't like the alignment on this, like the padding. And it's not just that I don't like it, I think it could be done better. So if you have anything with this big font, if you have anything more than like 8 letters, it's gonna overflow. Or 8 letters, it'll be more than that. But like if you have a half long song title, it's gonna go away. Like you can't see it. Make it, and there's no reasons for it to be this big. And I don't get why this is so small. Why do you want the progress bar there? It doesn't line up with anything. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't get why he has all this space on the bottom and all this space on the top. They're not the same space. I'm fairly sure they are. But it's like it's nothing special. But there's not like much to say either, other than like probably mostly personal preference. But it's really boring. Really boring. Let's see. Moving on. Here we have it. I think this is the solution. And here you can see what he came up with after 6 posts this thread, and 2 or 3 last thread as well. He's come so far. I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's whatever. He can't use the OVP. His phone literally cost him less than $60 because it's an Alcatel One Touch Fierce, and it can't even be. There's like no ROM support for it that I could find. At least I searched a bit around and I couldn't find it. The preliminary Google search. So yeah. I don't get it, dude. Also, his clock doesn't match up, but that's a issue with Super, I think he said. But I wouldn't post that. You can just wait like 30 seconds for them to sync and then take a screenshot. But whatever. Whatever. Let's see. This is nothing, literally nothing. I like the navbar buttons, but this is nothing. He has black icons. Good job, dude. And that's it, boys. Good thread review. So let's see, what do we think the best in this thread is? Let's see. I think that. Let's see. Scroll through. This is probably one of the best, so let's see. Alright, let's go through it backwards then. For the next OP, I don't know who I would have picked because it's probably there's no real good ones. Well, this is good, and this is pretty good. I wouldn't pick it for the OP because there's so much like small things to do, and he didn't really fix it either. This is cool, but it's not like OP worthy. This has been the OP. So yeah, this is pretty good as well. So like you have 3 OS rises, and of course mine is good, but you have like 3 OS rises. I really like this one. I like the Haiku one, but I like this one better. So for me, I would probably pick this one if I was going to pick, or mine, or Adrift's. Like, there's 3. Adrift picked this one, which I just don't understand. I think it's really bad when it's light. I have to fix that. But yeah, I would have picked the Mac one. I think that's the winner. Good job, dude. Top notch. Make it into KLVP and make that shit work, dude. It's gonna be cash. Alright, boys, this is Noise signing off. Catch you in the next thread.